Karen stole my Ford from the driveway, then got arrested for grand theft auto. I've had my truck longer than I've had my mortgage. She's seen 2 states, 3 jobs, and more 5 a.m. weld calls than I care to count. I paid her off with overtime, one dented paycheck at a time. So when I stepped outside and saw nothing but an oil stain where my black 2014 Ford F-250 should have been, my hands went cold. My heart thudded once. Then I checked the camera. What I saw made my stomach twist. A woman, mid-50s, blonde bob, floral visor, clipboard tucked under her arm, keys in hand. Karen, we moved into Maple Ridge just 6 months ago. It's a sleepy community with rows of ranch-style homes and too many rules for a place with cracked sidewalks and nosy neighbors. My wife loved the big backyard. I like the quiet. We didn't expect a woman like Karen Brenner to be the storm under all that sunshine. She wasn't elected to anything, but she called herself interim HOA compliance officer and printed her own badges. No vote, no board, just her mouth and a pile of citations. No commercial vehicles in driveways. Garage must remain closed at all times. No decals visible from the street. She called my Ford a visual disruption, said the tool rack violated neighborhood character. I ignored her warnings. I work for myself. I need my truck parked where I can reach it. Besides, the HOA had lapsed 2 years ago. No dues, no records, no legitimacy. But Karen, she didn't like being ignored. The day before my truck vanished, she left a paper on my windshield final notice. Vehicle in violation, removal imminent. I crumpled it up, should have taken a picture. Next morning gone. I stood on my driveway, watching the security camera feed. 2:41 a.m. Karen pulls up in a rented tow rig, picks the lock on my gate, climbs in my truck. My truck starts it with what looks like a clone key and drives off. Not a tow, not a warning. Theft. Caught in 1080p. I called the police. Officer Lindstrom arrived fast. I knew him from a welding job I'd done for the city fleet. You got footage? I handed him the tablet. He watched, rewound, whistled low. She hotwired it. No, she had a key, a copy, maybe, and she didn't tow it. She drove it. He radioed it in, entered it as grand theft auto. I'm going to need to make a few calls, he said, and you're going to need to stay calm. Too late for that. By noon, word had spread. Karen's white sedan wasn't in her driveway. Neighbors started whispering. A few came by with similar stories, threats, fines, vehicle warnings. One man said she told him to repaint his truck or face forced removal. Another mom cried, Karen threatened to fine her son's car for having graffiti. It was a bumper sticker. Everyone had a story, but no one had proof. Until now. By 3 p.m., Officer Lindstrom called. We found it, he said. Your truck's in her backyard, under a tarp. I nearly dropped the phone. She didn't even hide it. Nope. Still had your name in the glove box and a coffee mug in the console. We're prepping a warrant now. I showed up while they were serving it. 3 cruisers, 1 warrant, 1 furious Karen. She was screaming about HOA rights and private compliance recovery. Tried to claim I abandoned my truck. Tried to claim it violated neighborhood agreements. Then Lindstrom said, calmly, ma'am, the HOA doesn't exist. You are not a licensed tow operator. And you just stole a $30,000 truck. And then they cuffed her. Right there in front of her fake HOA patrol sign. The arrest made the local paper. And then Facebook. Then TikTok. Karen Grand Theft Auto local HOA president arrested for stealing neighbor's truck. The footage went viral, her in cuffs, screaming about visual unity while the cops opened her garage and found my toolbox. She wasn't just stealing my truck. She was stripping it for parts. The DA filed charges: grand theft auto, criminal mischief, trespassing, possession of stolen property, impersonating a public official. But it wasn't over yet. I started asking questions. Turns out, Karen had filed over 80 notices in the past year, complete with forged letterhead, fake violation codes, and fines she collected via Venmo under the name Maple Ridge HOA. Over $19,000 stolen. She used it to fund her compliance patrol van, hire a sketchy locksmith, and pay herself community stipends. All illegal, all documented. With help from a few angry neighbors and Officer Lindstrom, I organized a town hall. We printed flyers. We filled the community center. And I played the footage again on a projector this time. Karen, hot wiring, smirking, driving off. Then I showed the PayPal logs, the fake violations, her code book. A retired woman sobbed. She'd paid $300 because Karen told her a red mailbox invited crime. We filed a class action suit. The city confirmed the HOA had legally expired. Karen's entire scheme was exposed. She pled guilty, avoided prison with a plea deal, but had to pay full restitution, perform community service, and surrender her home to cover legal costs. She moved out under a cloud of shame. My truck came back with a few scratches, a busted taillight, and a story that'll outlive both of us. I parked her back in the driveway. Bold, loud, beautiful. Put a sign next to it that reads, "This vehicle survived HOA Karen. You will not." The community changed after that. We formed a neighborhood council, real people, real names, no clipboards. We helped repaint a veteran's fence, raised funds for a mother who'd been fined for her garden, and every time a new resident moves in, I walk over with a plate of cookies and one message. Don't worry about the decals. You're safe now. Because in a world where fake power thrives on silence, sometimes the best response is a loud engine, a clean driveway, and a community that refuses to be bullied. The end.